GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action. Live from the GMNA News Center, this is the Lunch Break News Hour.
Good afternoon, Montreal. I'm CJ Waterhouse. The Alouettes just set a CFL record beating the Stampeders, and CN's herbicide spray on nearby tracks has sparked protests. Expect rain and thunderstorms later, and traffic's moving with only minor construction delays. Over to you, Jeff.
The mural project, led by artist Maya Bouchard, will cover the east wall of the St. Mitchell Historic Barn, celebrating Black heritage through night sky imagery.
Construction begins next Monday, with local volunteers applying glow-in-the-dark paint over a 6-week period, culminating in a public unveiling scheduled for early October.
The project receives $150,000 from the Montreal Arts Council, supplemented by a $30,000 grant from the Black Cultural Centre, ensuring materials and artist fees are covered.
Lots to get to. Let's begin with the mural lighting ceremony tonight, promising a vibrant tribute, and more community stories ahead on the lunch break. Good morning, Montreal.
Last night, the Montreal Alouettes edged the Calgary Stampeders by 38-32. In a high-scoring showdown at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium. Quarterback Davis Alexander threw for a CFL record. His total passing yards topped 15,000, a benchmark never before reached in league history, while accounting for 3 touchdowns. Alexander's precision down the field helped Montreal maintain a narrow lead despite Calgary's late surge that closed the gap to within 6 points. The Stampeders rallied in the fourth quarter, converting 2 long drives but fell short as the Alouettes' defense forced a crucial turnover on the final possession. The victory keeps Montreal well-positioned in the 2026 season standings, while Calgary will look to regroup ahead of next week's matchup. Both teams displayed offensive firepower, delivering an entertaining contest for the fans in attendance.
Canadian National sprayed herbicide on its railway tracks bordering the Mercier-Hochelaga-Maisonneuve neighborhood without notifying residents. The treatment, intended to curb weeds along the line, was applied in July 2026. Residents say the chemical drift reached nearby homes, prompting a protest outside the CN office on St. Charles Street. Community members handed out flyers, demanded an explanation, and called for stricter notification protocols. CN officials acknowledged the routine weed control program but said the recent operation followed standard safety guidelines. CN typically treats thousands of kilometers of track each year, yet the July application near homes ignited complaints from dozens of neighbors. The company has pledged to review its communication procedures and to monitor any health concerns raised by the neighborhood. Local health authorities have been notified and will assess potential exposure. The incident adds pressure on the railway to balance maintenance needs with resident safety.
The city announced plans to add 1,650 affordable housing units across 2 priority sites. The former Molson Brewery grounds will be redeveloped into a mixed-use complex, while the Namur Hippodrome neighborhood will see a new residential enclave. The plan received council approval last month after extensive public consultation, and the designs incorporate green roofs, shared courtyards, and on-site childcare facilities. Officials said the projects aim to address a growing shortage of low-cost rentals and will be funded through a combination of municipal budget allocations and provincial housing grants. Construction is slated to begin later this year, with the first phase expected to break ground in early autumn. Once completed, the development will provide thousands of new homes for families and individuals on modest incomes, expanding the city's inventory of affordable options and supporting broader housing stability goals.
Rain and thunderstorm warnings swept across the province yesterday after weather officials flagged heavy precipitation and intense storms for several regions. The alerts covered areas from the Laurentides down to the Montérégie, prompting residents to secure outdoor items and avoid non-essential travel. Meteorologists warned that gusty winds and lightning could accompany the downpours, raising the risk of localized flooding and power interruptions. Emergency services were placed on standby, and schools in the most affected zones were advised to monitor conditions before confirming attendance. Authorities reminded drivers to reduce speed on slick roads and to heed any road closure notices. While the warnings remain in effect for the remainder of the evening, officials expect conditions to ease by early tomorrow morning as the system moves eastward. Power crews are on alert to respond to outages, and officials urged anyone caught outdoors to seek shelter until the storms subside.
Smoke drifting from a string of forest fires across northern Ontario and Quebec is expected to clear later today, officials said. The blaze activity remains intense, with roughly 200 more fires reported than yesterday, pushing the count of active blazes toward 1,000. The northern Ontario region bears the brunt, while thick haze continues to blanket parts of Quebec, prompting health advisories. Meteorologists forecast a gradual shift in wind patterns that should disperse the particulate cloud over the province by evening. Fire crews remain on the ground, battling hotspots and protecting communities along the fire front. Air quality monitors in several Quebec boroughs show readings slowly improving as the smoke thins. The situation stays fluid, and authorities will continue to update the public as conditions evolve. Residents are advised to stay informed through local alerts.
Later we'll hear how Quebec artists cracked the top 100 Coda Awards for public art. A bright cultural win. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Welcome back, I'm glad you're still with us. Now let's turn to Jeff Laflamme for our local stories right now.
Yesterday, the COD Awards announced their public art finalists, and 3 Quebec creations earned spots among the top 100 worldwide. The shortlist includes 6 Canadian projects, half of which come from the province, highlighting a strong regional presence. The awards, run by the commissioned art network COD Awards, celebrate the most compelling works installed in public spaces across the globe. The COD Awards aim to honor the best public art worldwide, giving artists a platform that can lead to new commissions. Tony Sykes of COD Awards noted the diversity of the Canadian entries, pointing out that the 3 Quebec pieces use varied materials and community engagement approaches. An international jury of curators and architects selected the finalists based on artistic merit, durability, and public interaction. City planners have said several of the Quebec works may be integrated into upcoming public space upgrades, bringing the acclaimed pieces closer to everyday streets.
Artist Stina Bodden chose the roof of a 19th-century barn in the Eastern Townships as the site for a night sky mural. Yesterday she announced the project, aiming to illuminate a piece of the region's largely forgotten Black heritage. The barn, a historic landmark, will become a canvas that depicts a celestial scene, drawing attention to a Black community that settled here in the 19th century but has long gone unrecognized. Bodden hopes the public art will spark curiosity about the stories of those early residents, encouraging locals and visitors alike to explore the hidden chapters of the area's past. The mural is slated to begin later this year, pending approvals, and will add a striking visual element to the countryside while honoring the legacy of those who once called the townships home.
Preparations are underway as Montreal readies itself to host the World Road Cycling Championships in September. City officials and the event organizers say the race will draw 550,000 spectators, turning the streets into a global stage. Over the past months, the Municipal team has been tackling the unusual logistical challenges that a race of this scale brings, from traffic rerouting to temporary safety barriers. The plan includes dedicated lanes for riders, expanded public transit service, and coordinated police presence to keep both cyclists and onlookers safe. Organizers tout the championship as an unprecedented opportunity to showcase the city's scenery and hospitality to a worldwide audience. Residents can expect road closures along key routes, but also a surge of visitors that could boost local businesses during the week-long competition.
The Quebec government announced Tuesday that it has approved a major interior overhaul of the Olympic Stadium. The plan calls for a permanent roof to replace the aging retractable system that has plagued the venue for years. Officials say the new structure will eliminate leaks and delays that have disrupted concerts, sporting events, and community gatherings. Inside, the renovation will also upgrade seating, lighting, and accessibility features, aiming to make the arena more comfortable for families and fans alike. Construction crews are slated to begin work later this year, with the goal of completing the upgrades before the next summer season. The project will create hundreds of construction jobs and give a boost to nearby businesses that depend on event crowds. This decision follows months of complaints from event promoters and local residents who grew tired of weather-related cancellations.
On July 17th, the Quebec Police Ethics Commissioner announced the opening of a formal investigation into accusations that officers in the Montreal Nord district engaged in racist and discriminatory conduct. The probe follows complaints from community members who say they have experienced bias during routine stops and inquiries. Montreal Nord, known for its diverse population, has been under public scrutiny after several incidents raised questions about policing practices. The Commissioner's decision means the allegations will be examined by an independent body, with findings to be reported to the provincial government. Residents can expect a review of internal policies and possible recommendations aimed at restoring confidence in law enforcement interactions. The investigation comes as the neighborhood continues to navigate daily concerns about safety, fairness, and the relationship between citizens and the police. Local businesses and schools are observing the process, noting the desire for clear results.
Let's get a look at your afternoon forecast with our weather team right after this. A building high-pressure ridge and a westward jet stream keep Montreal dry, while temperatures climb modestly. On this date, the all-time high reached 33.3 degrees Celsius back in 2020, a spike that rode the historic heat dome that pushed the province into triple-digit Fahrenheit territory. The all-time low, 12.8 degrees, was logged in 2018 during an abrupt Arctic surge that plunged the city into a brief but fierce freeze. By contrast, the climatological average for today sits near 26 degrees for the high and 15 for the low, underscoring how today's milder warmth sits well below that extreme heat peak. The live radar is completely blank across southern Quebec, confirming a dry envelope. With high pressure consolidating from the west and a swift jet stream aloft, the atmosphere remains stable and any lingering moisture is being advected eastward. No rain bands are visible, and the next pulse of precipitation is not expected to arrive for at least 12 hours, allowing us to transition straight to today's outlook. At noon, Montreal sits at 18 degrees Celsius under a clear sky, humidity 63%, and a northwest wind of 21 kilometers per hour, gusting up to 37. The high-pressure ridge that has been building through the morning is now rising, sealing in dry air and limiting cloud development. Meanwhile, a westward jet streak of 163 kilometers per hour channels mild air across the region, keeping temperatures modest. Temperatures will climb to 23 by mid-afternoon before easing to 22 as clouds drift in after sunset. The UV index holds at 6, and winds will shift to the west, reaching 27 kilometers per hour with occasional gusts that feel brisk. No weather alerts are active. Monday brings a sharp rise as the high-pressure core pushes east, delivering clear skies and a high of 27 with a low of 14. Tuesday's western flow will tap a lingering moisture plume, turning the sky overcast and generating about 50% rain chances, while temperatures settle around 25 to 19. Wednesday remains on the same damp track, with a higher rain probability of 60% and a high near 23, low 15, as the jet stream deepens the trough overhead. Thursday sees the ridge reasserting itself, clearing the air and producing a comfortable high of 24 and low 15. Friday stays mostly dry, though a stray shower band offers a 35% chance, with highs of 25 and lows of 17. The pattern reflects a classic midsummer push-pull between ridge and trough. And that's your weather. Remember, the lunch break is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Traffic's moving, but expect lane reductions. Today's lineup includes the Canadians Under-25 rankings and the upcoming World Road Cycling Championships. We will be right back. Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
The biggest slowdown this morning is on the Honoré-Mercier Bridge. Contraflow traffic is in place and the lane width has been narrowed to about 3.2 meters with heavy vehicle traffic barred during the peak period. Expect a 5 to 10 minute delay crossing the river, especially for trucks and buses. Next, the Louis-Hippolyte Lafontaine Tunnel remains under refurbishment, with southbound traffic running in the opposite direction of normal flow. That creates a bottleneck near the downtown exit, planned for another few minutes. The Ville-Marie Tunnel is operating with only 2 of 4 eastbound lanes open between Robert Bourassa and St. Laurent. Congestion is moderate but moving. Commuters heading downtown should add another 5 minutes to their travel time. On the surface, First Avenue eastbound runs with 2 of 3 lanes closed overnight, but traffic is flowing smoothly this morning. Curateau Street northbound is closed between Notre Dame and Hochelaga. Drivers are using Joseph Versailles Boulevard or Dixon Street. The Tellier Notre Dame Service Road has 1 southbound lane shut, and westbound Claimant Street is down to a single lane. All other routes are clear. Main arteries such as Rue Sainte-Catherine and Boulevard St. Laurent are moving freely. Transit services are running on schedule with no reported disruptions. Expect conditions to improve by early afternoon as construction crews finish their shifts.
Cirque du Soleil's Echo exhibition has rolled into downtown, now on view at Time Out Market. The behind-the-scenes photo showcase pulls back the curtain on the troupe's most secret moments, giving you a glimpse of magic that never reaches the stage. It runs through the weekend, so you still have time to see it. The sky's turning gray. The market is also the city's top rainy day refuge, with 5 reasons to pop in right now, from free kids activities to the same cirque installation, plus a menu of local bites that keep you warm. Because the market houses dozens of vendors, you can sample fresh pastries, craft coffee, and more without stepping outside. Whether you're chasing inspiration or just shelter from the drizzle, the market makes it easy to spend an afternoon exploring art and food under one roof. So grab a coffee, wander the exhibition, and let Montreal's creative pulse keep you entertained while the clouds pass. And now here's Jason with sports.
Here's the latest on Montreal's Canadiens, from prospects to off-ice stories. The Canadiens have opened voting for the 2026 Top 25 Under-25 list, letting fans decide which young prospects deserve the spotlight. The annual project, running each summer since 2010, highlights the organization's emerging talent as Kent Hughes steers the rebuild. Forward Zachary Bolduc is spending his summer traveling to youth hockey camps across Quebec, sharing his experience and encouraging the next generation. He expressed gratitude for being a role model, emphasizing how the Habs' community outreach remains a priority during the off-season. On Saturday, forward Anthony Mantha revealed he postponed signing with the New Jersey Devils for a week, hoping Montreal would present an offer. General manager Kent Hughes did not extend a contract, leaving Mantha's future with the Canadiens unresolved as the off-season progresses.
Durghouse, the beloved pet supply shop on Sherbrooke Street West in Notre-Dame-de-Grâce, has become the voice of a growing frustration. The borough recently installed new parking meters along Sherbrooke, and owners say the meters are scaring away customers and making quick drop-offs impossible for busy pet parents. Durghouse, known for its friendly staff and locally sourced treats, relies on walk-ins and neighborly errands, so the loss of easy street parking hits the bottom line and the community vibe. Merchants argue the meters were meant to boost turnover, yet they're throttling foot traffic instead. It matters because when a neighborhood's pet store struggles, the everyday rhythm of life in NDG slows down for everyone. And later, we'll celebrate Montreal's bold step forward with 1,650 new affordable homes for families across the city.
Coming up tonight at 6, the local sunset. Your neighborhood, your city, your news. From City Hall decisions to the stories happening right on your street, we cover what matters most to Montrealers. Join us tonight at 6 p.m. on gmna for the local sunset, Montreal's evening newscast.
The night market returns to Peel Basin for its final day, where locals and visitors will sample global flavors, enjoy live music, and explore art installations along the waterfront, turning Griffintown into a vibrant celebration of Montreal's food, culture, and community spirit. Carl Dumont is there. Carl Dumont.
Thanks CJ Waterhouse. I'm standing on the soft, grassy slope of Parc La Fontaine, the sky already deepening to indigo as the sun dips behind the historic oak trees. A modest stage of white sheet draped over a portable screen glows, casting a gentle light on the sea of blankets and folding chairs gathered here. The scent of fresh-cut grass mixes with the faint aroma of popcorn from a nearby vendor. Families, couples, and seniors chat in both French and English, their voices rising in anticipation. Tonight, the Borough of Le Plateau Montréal presents the Cinéma sous les Étoiles series, offering a free screening of a beloved Quebec classic with English subtitles. The film will begin at 9 o'clock, but the community has already claimed their spots, arriving by 8:15 to claim the best view. It's more than a movie. It's a reminder that shared culture can bring a neighborhood together under the stars. Carl Dumont, virtually at Parc La Fontaine.
On a breezy Saturday afternoon in the Plateau, a small group of volunteers gathered on the steps of the St. Louis Community Center. They were members of the local Clear Air Collective, a mix of retirees, high school students, and a neighborhood pharmacist, all drawn together by the air quality warning that classified today's conditions as unhealthy for sensitive groups. As a light haze lingered over St. Laurent Boulevard, the volunteers set up portable air purifying units and handed out reusable cloth masks embroidered with bright maple leaves. I watched a teenage girl kneel beside an elderly man adjusting his mask and sharing a joke about the smell of fresh croissants from a nearby bakery, while a young boy offered the man a tiny potted lavender plant. It sent a gentle reminder that fresh air can still be found in simple moments. By sunset, more than 50 homes in the block had received a purifier, and a sense of calm settled over the street. In a city that often rushes past, today's quiet act of caring turned a warning into a reminder that we breathe easier when we look out for each other.
In La Salle's bustling Riverside Park, the air was thick with the scent of grilled plantains and the rhythmic pulse of traditional drums as families gathered for the 12th annual CCA Cultural Day. Organized by the Ngoktungia Cultural Association, the event drew a mosaic of generations, elderly storytellers seated on woven mats, children darting between colorful stalls displaying hand-woven fabrics, and local musicians tuning bamboo flutes beside a makeshift stage. One vivid moment caught the eye. A group of teenagers dressed in matching embroidered shirts performed a synchronized dance that traced the outline of Cameroon's map, their feet striking the ground in perfect cadence, echoing the resilience of a nation far from home. The day was more than a showcase. It was a living bridge between continents, offering Montrealers a taste of Cameroonian hospitality while giving newcomers a sense of belonging. As the sun dipped behind the Lachine Canal, the crowd gathered for a communal feast, sharing stories that blended French-Canadian warmth with African rhythm. In moments like this, the city's tapestry feels a little richer, its neighborhoods a little closer.
Thanks for joining us, Montreal. Tonight's Alouettes' victory with Davis Alexander setting a new CFL record reminded us why we love this city's spirit. Stay safe, stay curious, and tune in tomorrow for another lunch break. And keep an eye on the upcoming World Road Cycling Championships. I'm CJ Waterhouse signing off.